Hello and welcome, parents, relatives, friends, faculty, and my fellow members of the class of 2025. My name is Waylon Rohr, and I am the senior class president. We will now have Amelia Hoig, Wesley Lehman, and Connor Chatfield come up to sing the national anthem. I apologize, but some of my fellow students are not able to remove their caps for the singing of our national anthem.
so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly fleeing, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Amelia, Wesley, and Connor. Let's go back a little before high school, to that one summer in between, when you're still officially in middle school, but suddenly high school is some unknown league that you've heard all of these rumors about. The classes are going to be impossible. The corridors will be a maze. And somehow, you're just expected to walk in on day one with it all figured out. It all adds up in your head until high school no longer feels like the next year, but a different planet altogether. I mean, what is up with all the frightful anticipation of high school? As a middle schooler, you hear of this average high school experience, where all the work is going to be harder, the teachers will be tougher, and your free time is going to be limited. And honestly, this couldn't be farther from the truth. To me, high school has been nothing like what middle school me was expecting. Yes, the work got harder, but we got smarter. Yes, the teachers became tougher, but we became more accountable. And yes, I have had less free time, but you know what? It was my own choice. Besides the occasional essay or a speech assignment due in the midst of all the AP shenanigans, Mr. Stanton. But nonetheless, it did not feel like I had given up my free time, nor was it as painful as younger me thought it was going to be. But do not mistake my message. I am not saying that high school is easy. Actually, I am saying quite the opposite. Throughout my 4 years at Morse, I realized that life does get harder. I won't deny it. Every year, there is a learning curve. And the first few weeks of each new year come at you quite fast. After 9th grade, I thought everything I had done in middle school was easy. And then in 10th grade, after that first AP class with Miss Emerson, I'd realized that 9th grade was easy. Then in 11th grade, when I had to start balancing schoolwork with the college search, I realized everything I had done before was a cakewalk. And now, as I finish my final year at Morse, I understand that this year was hard, probably harder than anything that I had done before. And I'm 100% certain that it won't be my hardest year in school. And yet that thought excites me. The thought that I will experience tougher challenges, that we as a class will experience tougher challenges in our lifetime, is greatly exciting to me. It is in this excitement that I find comfort, and that I hope you all can as well. It is in this excitement that I know that my life will never be dull, that there will always be a problem for us to solve, and a new issue which will push us in a way we had never thought possible. That's the pattern, is it not? Each year more difficult than the last. Not because the world had grown tougher, but because we continued ascending. Something that had once felt impossible began to feel routine, and something that used to stretch us to the limits began to feel like a warm-up. It's an unsettling sensation to acknowledge that the challenges hadn't diminished. We had simply increased. We are the ones changing, not the courses, not the previous challenges. That algebra course you took as a freshman, it didn't reword its problems, dilute its equations, But if you took the course again this year, you'd work its problems quicker, more precisely, with more assurance. Why? Because you've matured. Because every year, we didn't simply pass courses, we passed benchmarks. We adjusted, expanded, and reformed ourselves in response to the raised standard. The world does not wait until we are prepared. It brings the same problems, the same stresses, and it has faith that we will adapt. And we do, year after year. We arrive, hone our tools, and respond to the moment. And it's that growth, not the grades, not the testing scores, that is most important. And that's because it means that when life gives us its next tough questions, we'll respond not as the people we once were, but as the people we have become. So as we move on from this stage in our lives, and we go out into the real world, I want you all to be aware of the precautionary tales, the naysayers, the ones whose fear for the future paralyzes their decisions in the present. Now, in no way am I saying that you should ignore it, but just be aware when you go to sign up for that challenging math course next year, or you want to take that jump from apprentice to journeyman, or you're worried about the challenges your new job will offer. I want you to remember that summer after 8th grade, where all the advice was pouring in, where you had no idea if you were going to succeed. And I want you to remember your success. Despite the new setting, you triumphed. You are here today, and today you can enjoy it, and you can look forward for what is to come. Because class of 2025, let me tell you, this is only the beginning. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Morse students, faculty, and attendees. Thank you for coming here today to celebrate with our graduating class this great milestone. I am honored to speak to all of you on this occasion. I've often considered how many lessons I have learned since I began at Morse 3 years ago. In many ways, this journey has reminded me of the process of learning a language, which is one of my favorite hobbies. I've gained a seal of my literacy in Spanish and Latin while at Morse, but I study other languages as well. In learning a language, as in everything, you begin at the beginning. The journey starts by cementing the fundamentals of vocabulary, grammar, and conversational phrases. You can't jump right into understanding the language without knowing these basic rules. These essentials are analogous to the foundations in life we had before we came here. These foundations are necessary, but there was so much more we were going to learn in our years at Morse. After learning the fundamentals of grammar and vocabulary, you then apply them to literature and the language. Reading the literature adds new depth, not only to your comprehension of the language, but to understanding of other people's perspectives, stories, and cultures. Similarly, applying the knowledge of our younger years during high school has opened us up to life's complexities and possibilities, both inside and outside the classroom. Our time at Morse has allowed us the opportunity to encounter more people and new experiences, helping us to better understand ourselves and our environment. At this point in learning a language, it might be tempting to assume you have reached mastery and that fluency is just around the corner. Yet that is far from the truth. Truly knowing a language requires hundreds of hours of reading, adjusting one's ears to hearing the language, and communicating with others. Likewise, although we have greatly expanded our knowledge of the world while in high school, this still is only the beginning. We must continue to accumulate wisdom to become better versions of ourselves. Of course, it is nearly impossible to ever know a language in full, but with dedication we can get close. Even at a high level of proficiency, it is still fun to encounter new details within the language. The same is true in life, as there is always more to learn. Indeed, life would be boring if we never encountered new opportunities for growth along the way. As we continue to expand our experiences and learn from them, we must utilize the wisdom we gained here to help us move forward and attain our goals. In closing, I am thankful for the many languages I have learned while at Morse. I am not referring to Spanish or Latin, but to the universal languages of laughter with friends, support of family, dedication of teachers, and love of learning. I look forward to continuing these as I move onwards, and hope you all do too. I will always remember the kindness of my friends, classmates, teachers, and everyone at Morse who helped me to become more literate in the languages of life. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Confidence opens all doors. I first heard that quote at swim practice, and in that moment, it didn't mean too much to me. But over time, it began to stick with me, because I realized it captured something I was beginning to learn for myself. Confidence wasn't just a nice idea, it was a powerful force in my life. Since then, I've made a conscious effort to embody confidence. That doesn't mean I'm always confident. Confidence can be elusive. However, it does mean I show up as if I believe in myself, even when I'm nervous or unsure. Sometimes, acting confident is the first step to actually feeling confident. When I was thinking about what to discuss today, I considered sharing a few different topics. I could have shared some memories, reflecting on our time at Morse, but I kept coming back to that idea of confidence, something that has quietly but powerfully shaped my life. Like all of us, I've had successes, and I've had my share of failures too. However, the one thing that's helped me keep moving forward is my internal dialogue. I discovered the way I speak to myself matters. When I learned to replace doubt with belief, I began to notice real change, not just in how I performed, but in how I felt. Confidence is in those quiet, little decisions in your life. Raising your hand when you're not sure you're right, or choosing to say yes to something that scares you a little. Your confidence starts to grow, and without even realizing it, those small moments prepare you for much bigger ones. In my freshman year, I got a job as a lifeguard. I recall being nervous and unsure about what I would do if something happened. One morning, I had to perform an actual rescue. There wasn't time to second guess myself or wonder if I was good enough. I had to trust my training, stay calm, and act. That included performing CPR, something I'd practiced but never expected to perform. That moment tested me like nothing else had, and it proved something important. I was capable. I remembered that quote, confidence opens all doors. And in that hard moment, that thought helped me push through. Afterward, I realized it wasn't just about knowing what to do, it was about believing I could handle it. That experience provided me with a new level of confidence that stayed with me ever since. That moment didn't just show me what I was capable of in an emergency. It shifted how I saw myself in everyday life too. Which brings me to today, standing here, speaking to all of you, where I get to lean into that confidence I've been building up over time. Yes, I got here through hard work, but it also helped that I chose to believe in myself when it would have been easier to stay quiet and within my comfort zone. This past summer, I completed an accounting internship, something completely outside my comfort zone. It wasn't the obvious choice or the easiest one, but it pushed me to grow in ways I did not expect, and it helped me realize that accounting is something I genuinely want to pursue. That internship reminded me that confidence isn't about having it all figured out. It's about being willing to try. And as we get ready to take our next steps, whether it's college, work, travel, or something completely unexpected, I hope you carry confidence with you too. Because confidence doesn't mean being loud, cocky, or having all the answers. It means trusting that you're capable. It means knowing that even when things don't go perfectly, you can adapt, figure it out, and keep going. The way you speak to yourself in those moments will either hold you back or help you rise to the top. So believe in yourself. Take chances. Talk to yourself like you would a friend. And remember, confidence doesn't guarantee success, but it sure does open a lot of doors. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, alumni, and most importantly, the class of 2025. My name is Claire Clifford, and it's an incredible honor to speak to you all today. Back in the fall, I had the chance to welcome the freshman class on their first day of high school. Since then, I had hoped to speak again at the other end of that journey at graduation. So it means a lot to be up here, closing out our time together. For 4 years, we toiled, studied, competed, toiled some more, cried, cheered, and laughed. Through it all, we have learned who we are, where we want to go, and ideally, what is the best version of ourselves. We didn't get here alone. This journey from kindergarten to senior year has been made possible because of this community that sits before us. We've been given the gift of time, spirit, and support from every person sitting here today. Because of you, we've been able to grow into the people we are right now. Through all that toiling, studying, worrying, not studying, cheering and competing, we've learned to become our own people, even when it was hard, even when it felt uncool. A few weeks ago, watching a lacrosse game in the pouring rain, per usual, I shared an umbrella with Maureen Craney and Nancy Riggs, two infamous supporters of the 826 community. As we were chatting, Maureen said something that stuck with me. She said, "My mother always used to say, 'Don't be cool.'" The more I thought about this casual statement, the more I realized how right she was. When I say, "Don't be cool," what I really mean is be your own person. It seems of particular value to the newest graduates as we depart McMahon Field today to newer, bigger, more challenging places. What does it mean to be cool? For freshman Claire, it was making an effort to be part of the right crowd, judging someone based off the class they were or weren't in, and obsessing over outfits. It wasn't easy, and it certainly wasn't smooth, but by junior year, I had shifted my focus to relationships with mentors and friends that brought out the best in me. I began to realize that everyone, no matter what classes they were in, was dealing with their own kinds of stress. And yes, I did try on 5 different pairs of shoes with this outfit. Still obsessing. But really, now as we sit here, soon to be alumni of Morse High School, do any of these things matter? I think not. From the early days of paranoid self-awareness, we have learned so much about ourselves thanks to each other. Being cool, as it turns out, is just being yourself. It's finding your people, the ones who cheer you on, laugh with you, cry with you, and love you no matter what. Being a good person, showing empathy, and being a supportive friend are more important than any superficial measure of being cool. And getting to that place, that takes a village. It takes a strong, steady community of teachers, parents, coaches, and classmates to offer love, encouragement, and the occasional reality check. Being the best version of yourself isn't about comparing yourself to others. It's about understanding that everyone is on their own path. To my fellow graduates, may your path be bright, your dreams be big, your successes be numerous, and of course, may your shoes always match your outfit. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and the class of 2025. Today marks the ending of our high school careers and the start of our futures. Today is a day to celebrate what we have accomplished over these past 4 years, but even more importantly, to look forward to what our future holds. We've created friendships and memories, we've laughed, cried, learned, and grew. We've been faced with challenges, failed and fallen, but we've still persevered and gotten through. It's important to keep moving forward and not dwell on mistakes, missed opportunities, or failures. About a month ago, I was sitting in the passenger seat and talking with my mom about my last gymnastics meet ever that I had just finished. I had put a lot of pressure on myself considering it was the last time I would be competing and was a little disappointed in my performance. I had fallen off the beam and was frustrated that after all the practice I had put in, I had messed up when it was important. As I sat in the car, I said to my mom, "You know, if I hadn't fallen off beam, I could have gotten a score that was a full point higher, and maybe I would have placed in the all-around too." She turned and said to me that I needed to stop saying things like, "If I had just done this," or "If this one thing had happened, then this could have happened." Everyone has their regrets and what-ifs. What if I had tried harder? What if I had practiced more? What if I had spoken up? What if I hadn't messed up? Regret cannot change the past, but it can prevent us from moving forward. Sometimes it's easy to give up when you've already failed once, but our mistakes do not define us. They are how we grow. Every experience we have gone through, good or bad, has brought us to this moment. Instead of regretting, we can learn and grow from our mistakes. Looking back at my gymnastics meet, I put too much pressure on myself and cracked because of it. That one fall stayed in my head the rest of the meet, and I couldn't get past it. I realized that I needed to stop dwelling on the past. One bad grade isn't the end of the world. One fall isn't going to kill you. As one of my friends likes to say, you're not even going to remember this a few years down the road. The point is, we've done it. We've graduated high school, and now it's time for the next chapter of our lives. Don't dwell on the things that could have been. High school is now behind us, and it's time to look ahead to the future. Whatever your plans may be, don't let the little things drag you down and carve your own path. Live your life with no regrets. A quote by L. Ron Hubbard that I found summarizes this speech well goes like this: never regret yesterday. Life is in you today, and you make your tomorrow. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future is ours. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and the class of 2025. Today, sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone, faculty, families, friends, and of course, the class of 2025. When I first heard I'd be giving a graduation speech, my mind went blank. I jotted down a first draft full of generic points, the usual reflections and advice. But when I read it, I knew it wasn't right. That's when I realized, why should I be giving the advice when I'm in the same place as all my classmates? So I asked several adults around our school what pieces of advice they would give to their 18-year-old selves if they could go back in time. Their answers shaped a letter to you all, the class of 2025. Dear class of 2025, as you explore college or job placements, don't worry about the fame or money that you could make from the work. Really think about the type of work that brings you fulfillment on a daily basis, work that you look forward to, and pursue that work. If you truly enjoy your work, you will be successful and find career advancement. The people that you surround yourself with for the rest of your life make a big impact on your quality of life. Find the people who love and appreciate you for who you are, rather than try to make you into something you are not. Find the things that make you shine. When you find your thing, whether that be helping people in a doctor's office, contributing to research you're passionate about, or raising a loving family, life just makes more sense. Also, be kind. You really never know what someone's going through. Take risks. Put yourself out there more. Be less hard on yourself. I realize now that I've definitely missed out on several things that, in hindsight, I would have really enjoyed because I have always been a risk-averse person. I was intensely competitive when it came to athletics and my academic work. I used to beat myself up if I ever received a grade lower than an A- or made a mistake on the field. Being more relaxed and less stressed in the moment would have gone a long way in making my experiences more enjoyable. If I could go back, I'd tell myself not to let fear, especially about money or practicality, stop me from pursuing what truly excites me. Even if it doesn't change your career path, following a passion can enrich your life in ways that matter just as much. Who and where you come from doesn't define who you are. You aren't cool, don't try to be. The right people don't need you to be cool. Also, don't ever adopt 2 puppies at one time. Resist the urge to attach your self-worth to the approval of others. Do not eat at restaurants when all you have is a credit card and an empty bank account. The advice our teachers and administrators shared with us isn't just about school or careers. It's about how we live our lives. It's about choosing joy and fulfillment over fear and doubt. It's about surrounding ourselves with people who make us feel valued and finding those things that make life feel meaningful. It's about learning to be kind, not only to others, but also to ourselves. And maybe most of all, it's about not waiting for the right moment to take a risk or follow a dream. As we leave here today, I hope we carry these snippets of advice with us wherever we go. Thank you.
Good afternoon, family, friends, graduates. I speak for everyone when I say today is a day of pride, nostalgia, and hope. Now, the lot of us get to take on the responsibility and the privilege of being high school graduates. Armed with 12 years of education, learning, resources, mentors, and friendships, we get to move on into a world of opportunities beyond our greatest imaginations. For all of this, we must remember to be grateful. Our successes did not come without a price. I attended 4 elementary and middle schools before finally finding my way to Morse High School. I've seen well-funded schools, poor ones. I've seen systems that prioritize academics and those that prioritize sports. But I've never before seen a system that simply, truly, and without shame cares for the lives and well-being of its students above all else. I know almost every student who has ever entered Morse can be grateful to our librarians for not only the access to the online databases, but also the guidance, perspectives, and snacks we get on a daily basis. Our tech department not only provides help to those of us who forgot our chargers or forgot our login information, but they also give us friendship. There is never a time when there's not at least one student sitting at the tech help desk chatting with the entire department about their day and their interests. Our student service organize more help for us than we will ever know, whether that's regarding extracurriculars, scholarships, or online classes. And that's not even to mention the silent yet important work of the school board, who fight daily for our access to imperative programs and funding, a fight that has become all the more difficult in recent years. All of this, a system so complicated no one person can ever fully understand it, to provide a worthwhile education with life-changing opportunities and resources for students like me, students like all of us, without a cost. We were lucky enough to get our education as a right rather than a privilege, and that right is currently under threat. We saw earlier this year as the president threatened to cut federal funding to Maine schools amidst a disagreement over transgender athletes. Other proposed federal budgets have demonstrated the intent to cut educational funding to K-12 schools, and that is not to even mention the threats higher education institutions now face. My point does not pivot on any of these specific actions, though, but rather on the threat to education as a whole. Our country fought for centuries to create a public education system that is available to all. We've written and revised and rewritten laws to make education as accessible as we can to those with disability, those in poverty, to women, and to people of color. We have yet to make even close to a perfect system, and we are already beginning to regress. I am perfectly willing to admit, for a hot second, I forgot just how lucky I am to have access to a school like Morse. I grew to expect free lunches, plentiful scholarship opportunities, and diverse class options. It was a shock to my system to have to stumble out of my bedroom, dazed, to find my mother and report with a shaky voice that my college was supposedly no longer allowed to host international students. How could a move even be fathomable when my small-town high school hosts exchange students annually? It was a reminder that we're lucky. It was a reminder that not everyone gets what we do, that although we like to think of education as a right, it is beginning to be treated as a privilege for those lucky enough to be born rich and abled in the United States. The classroom is a place for discussion and debate to flourish. That cannot happen if we bar the door for the rest of the world to use their voices. That cannot happen if people in our own community cannot afford to open the door. As graduates who got the privilege of becoming as educated as we could, it is now our responsibility to keep the fire lit, to fight for the rights of our younger siblings, our future kids, and our friends living on different continents, to be able to sit in the very same classrooms we did and learn even more than we did. Attending Morse High School is one of the best things that can ever happen to a student because we, as shipbuilders, care for each other. To my teachers, my counselors, the librarians, the school board, the janitors, the staff in the front office, thank you for all you've done for us. To my classmates, thank you for your companionship and your hard work. I am proud of all that we have accomplished together, and I'm proud of all that we will accomplish in the future. We must now learn how to support our educational system from afar, through our votes, our voices, and our actions. I have faith the class of 2025 can do more than anyone before us. Thank you.
Hello.
Morse High School began honoring faculty members with the Dr. Patricia Ames Distinguished Teacher of the Year Award during the 1986 graduation. Dr. Ames was an outstanding teacher with a passion for effective classroom instruction. And as a former student of hers, Pat Ames' effect on me was profound, as I'm sure it was with some of you. Therefore, it is an honor to share this award, which bears her name and honors the most deserving of our colleagues for consistent, passionate, and committed work in the classroom. The guiding principles that led to the selection of the recipient of this award guide our daily work with students: to think, to care, and to act. Unflappable, caring, thoughtful, professional, and able to discuss hard topics represents some of the qualifying characteristics of this year's recipient, Mr. John Dever. Over the past 6 years, Mr. Dever has taught a myriad of courses, from CP World History to AP Human Geography, and electives including Holocaust and Genocide, and a course that read in the course catalog as he joined Morse High School as Easy Asian Studies. Always a gentleman, a professional, Mr. Dever sent a kind note to Student Services pointing out that he would actually prefer to teach the course East Asian Studies. I might have kept it as it was. Mr. Dever's kind, professional, thoughtful, and accessible teaching practices effectively reach students from diverse backgrounds. He affords them a calm presence and consistent support and clear guidelines on how to find success. At a workshop last year, a coworker described experiencing firsthand the rich instructional strategies Mr. Dever used to lift history out of the textbooks, demonstrating its relevance in our lives. And I know every time I walk into his room, I'm stunned at the order and the insight he delivers to his students every day, connecting our past to our present. Mr. Dever can discuss hard topics with diverse groups of learners and hear all sides. He creates a class environment with diverse viewpoints. Students routinely leave his classes learning more, not just about social sciences, but about their world and themselves. John Dever is a listener and a thinker. He's an educator of the finest caliber and improves the lives of more students and its faculty with his presence. It's my honor to present the 2025 Dr. Patricia Ames Distinguished Teacher of the Year Award to Mr. John Dever. I'm really nervous. Kudos to all those speakers that came before me. Thank you, Brian, for those kind words. I'm truly humbled by this recognition. Thank you. Good afternoon, graduates, family members, friends, and colleagues. What an honor it is to be speaking in front of such amazing people at such an important event. I'm pleased and proud to be here with you. But also, I have to confess that right now, I'm a little bit melancholy. My friends who aren't teachers are always puzzled at how a teacher can be sad at the end of the school year. Don't get me wrong, I love the summer, and I'm more than ready for a break. But I will miss all of you wonderful graduates. I will miss helping you learn. I will miss learning with you. And I will miss learning from you. But today isn't really about how I feel, is it? This is your day, and it's a joyful one. I'm thrilled that you now go into the world to learn even more, whether it's at work, at school, or simply, and most importantly, with the people you care about. I'm excited for you that you're now entering the phase of your lives when you get to be not only the learner, but also the teacher of classmates, work colleagues, and family. I hope that it's not too long before you discover how gratifying it is to help someone truly learn something meaningful. I've had the privilege of experiencing that feeling for a long time now, I've been teaching high school for 25 years, and I taught in museums for years before that. My student teaching was way back in 1988. A lot has changed since then, especially with technology. There's no more ditto machines. Those of you who remember those, the ones with the strong smelling purple ink. No more overhead projectors. No more slide carousels. No more VCRs. No more film strips for those old timers that remember those. Now we all have these laptops, this portal to the entire world. We can read and hear and watch people from places and even times that we can hardly have imagined when we used our old obsolete tech so many years ago. With Google Earth at our command, we can zoom in on a beach in Maine or a coral reef in Australia or a marble monument in Italy. And with artificial intelligence, we can create images and write text with a few strokes of a keyboard. Honestly, that one I kind of wonder about. When I think about how teaching has changed in the last quarter century, it makes me wonder what teaching will look like in 25 years. Now, I really hope I'm not teaching in 25 years to find out firsthand, but I still wonder about it. And I have to wonder what learning will look like in 25 years. Some say that AI is going to lead the way, like YouTube University or Professor of Google, but on steroids. Some people say AI will replace teachers. I don't know, is AI going to replace students too? I certainly hope not. Teaching and learning are among the most profound of human activities. Teaching and learning need to remain centered on personal interactions. They are literally some of the things that make us human. We've been teaching each other and learning from each other since humanity began. Think of all the generations of teaching and learning that have gone before us. Imagine an elder teaching long ago, or maybe not so long ago. This is how we make an arrowhead from a stone. This is how we build a shelter. This is how we communicate with the people on the other side of the ocean who don't speak the same language as us. This is how we build a boat, a car, an airplane, a spaceship. This is how we don't repeat the mistakes of our ancestors. This is how we can tell a made-up story so powerfully that it feels real, and it can make a person cry tears of grief or of joy. This is how we worship. This is how we remember the dead. This is how we help the living. This is what it means to be human. This is what it means to be me. As you move forward in life and learn how to use all the amazing technological tools we have at our disposal, never mind all the tools that we have not yet invented, please remember that you are the artisan, and the tool serves only to amplify and highlight your skills, not replace them. I worry that in our modern world, we are putting our tools on a pedestal and forgetting about the people that these tools are supposed to serve. In forgetting this, we are perhaps forgetting a little bit how to be human. Learning something, truly learning it, is a gift to yourself. But I also want you to know that when you learn something, you give a gift to the person who taught you. By allowing me to be part of your learning, you have given me so many gifts. You have made my life better, truly. You've made my life better, and I'm going to miss you. But it would be selfish of me to be really sad today, despite what I just said. Because now you're a graduate, and you're moving on to share those gifts of your learning, of your teaching, and of your humanity with the entire world. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you.
As the principal of Morse High School, it is my pleasure to confirm that all of the students sitting behind me today have fulfilled Morse High School's graduation requirements. It's now time to award some diplomas.
Waylon Patrick Rohr. Jane Ellen Hart. Ophelia Marie Hibble. Madison Bailey Capella. Avery Elizabeth Doak. Aurora Catherine Gazzetti. Rory May O'Malley. Sophia Catherine Prager. Nisa Emily Wallace. Maya Leanne Snyder. Miles Clayton Norris. Caleb Ethan Wolf Harvey. Gage Matthew Suter. Anthony Peter Benoit. Everett Travis Hunter. Levi Benjamin Keller. Kai James Nascimento. Emma May McHugh. Naomi Zelia Fiddler. Matthew Stephen Hines. Otto Lockwood Schaumburg. Chevelle Lee King. Chloe Ashlyn Hasselbacher. Ellen Emily Reevely. David Angelo Coleman. James Wilfred Perry. Hayden John Webster. Abigail Rose Hodgkins. Amelia Aurora Suga Hoig. Peyton Drake James. Brett Stephen Lindsay. Dustin Loring Pouchard. Matthew Ross Pearson. Ambrosia Grace Adams Bailey. Ariana Jane Campbell. Layla Marie Dykes. Chase William Epps. Dylan Marley Wyland. Edward Eugene Bradford Jr. Garrett Allen Anthony Halfacre. Samuel Sheffield Lambert. Richard Michael Cox. Henry Eben Arsenault. Dennis James Bramlett Jr. Emma Lee Kennedy. Summer Jade Stone. Riley Louise St. Pierre. Michael David Mitchell. Wesley Christopher Lehman. Tiana Shea Coulombe. Aviana Nicole Grafe. Lexi Lee Ocam. Anna Elizabeth Barabee. Abigail Ann Giffortson. Cadence Nicole Thompson. Chaska Raymond Poulin. Caden Shepard Goslin. Grazielle Xavier Buford. Connor James Chatfield. Riley Elizabeth Walters. Riley Morgan Hall. Abigail Marie Blagden. Caitlin Virginia Williams.
That's my baby sister!
Emily Faith Deelan. Naomi Hope Rhines. Chloe Elizabeth Simmons. Sage Elizabeth Shipley. Nathan Allen Tharp. Zachary Lee Poland. Samuel Nicholas Armstrong. Camden Doyle Phillips. Peter Ian Holbrook. Logan Manier Barrett. Hayden Isaac Kramer. Finn Lyman Bartmus.
Anders Loris Savage. Tuck Andrew Walker. Claire Amelia Clifford. Shaylin Elizabeth Brochu. Sawyer Timothy Wright. Gaffney Hopper McDonough. Grasa Menakunzame. Makaya Jacinta Elliott. Ava Gloria McMahon. Yasmin Khalid Juar. Declan Mark Wright. Lachlan Cheney Aldrich. Bella Marion Wen. Emma Christine Hart. Russell Christopher Payson Taylor.
Hendrix Emmanuel Jimenez. Stone Nikolai Fifield Medina. Brianna Lynn Hip. Eric John Brown. Jackson Pete Murray. Ava Ann Kelly. Jack Oliver Lang. Kylie Ann Bouchard. Adriana Patricia Moore. Willow Ann Malmquist. Belle Ann Watson. Aubrey Erin Voltra Cobb. Adrian Elizabeth Sipian. Elias Matrine Nathaniel Ware. Isla Howland Smith. Emmeline Elizabeth Jones. Oscar Desmond Nelson. Connor Harold Campbell. Ellis Rand Belade. Noah Gray Grondin. Mason William Giroux. Kylie Lynn Gagnon. Isaac James Lindsay Strout. Johan Duga. Victor Trois Nui No. Michael James Ryan. Otto Richard Kronk. John Taylor Terry Broom II. Ashton Crane Jacobs. Brady Allen Wallace. Garrett Joshua Edward Burton. Danica Haley Snyder. Avery Catherine Lever. Zoe Kathleen Avery. Helen Adams Robichaud. Lydia Faith Brown. Roman Atticus Holland. Joseph Lee Renix. Gretchen Leanne Johnston. Alexandra Jean Purrington. Allie Grace Benoit. Noah Paul Freemerman. David Parker Mitchell. Jason Michael Rowan. Evan Elizabeth Jones. Catherine Adeline Allen. Autumn Irene Parson. Chloe Lynn Tay. Savannah Nevea Gonzalez. J. Lauren Marlowe. Finley Sage Harper. Adriana Elaine Donovan. Shakira Jean Cyprin. Catherine Lauren Hall. Ariana Noel Hodgson. Cole Anthony Marquis. Caleb Trask. Bryce Lucier. Audie Stephen Plummer. And the last graduate of the class of 2025 and the newest members of the Bath High School Alumni Association, Harley Jacob Brandy.
I present to you the Morse High School graduating class of 2025.